Hello YouTube, I'm doing like a little tutorial today to show you how to strip, clean and reassemble a DevilBiss SRI Pro spray gun. It's a smaller model because it's for smart repairs. As you can see, the cap and the part is rather dirty. That would be from college. Right. The tools that you're going to need, basic tools for opening it up and cleaning it, is the DevilBiss, like spanner sort of thing. I don't know what it is. Just let's just call it a flat piece of metal with a hole in it. It's got a serial code. It says DevilBiss SRI 50. That's the, see there. And that's for especially this one. And you're also going to need one of these. It's got a flat Phillips screwdriver on the end and a little torque on that end there. And that's for getting the trigger off. And to clean, you can do it with one of these little kits here. And really cheap. This one cost me about £20. From DevilBiss, but you can pick them up similar off of eBay for about £5. But so yeah, really cheap. Right, that's the spray gun. It's a base coat with 1.8mm fluid nozzle. Let's just for the beginners, let's just go through the basics of what the controls and what everything does. Right, the one on the bottom is air pressure. That's where the air line goes in. Air travels up there. It goes through that bit for your fluid. Also goes up there for your fan pattern. And the way that it works, liquid comes down the pot, and it's called gravity fed because it comes down by gravity, no suction or rope. Suction fed had the caps on bottom there, and they used to waste quite a lot of paint in the bottom. Right, so that's your air pressure, that's your fluid, and that's your fan pattern. I'll explain what your fan pattern does later on when we disassemble. I'll also explain what your fluid does when we've disassembled. Right, for starters, just make sure all your screws, like let's just, right, air pressure, screw it fully out, and then fan pattern, make sure that's screwed fully out. As far as it goes there. Don't try and tighten it all the way out, else you'll thread it, just until it stops you, just like that. And then for your needle, you have to be careful with this. I'll show you. This is your fluid. I'll explain how the fluid works and how to clean it properly. This is the most important part of spray gun, because if this is broken, everything's broken. Right, see that? Just your little nozzle there. Put that safe somewhere. I'm just going to put it down here. Little spring to push the needle in to the nozzle. That's the air cap. And then you should be able to see your tip, the needle there. You put it out very gently. Right. That's your needle. The spring goes on that end there, it pushes it in. That goes on your trigger, and when you pull it back, it pulls that out the nozzle, and then fluid gets flung through by air. Right, to clean these, because this is a base coat, water base, you just use hot water, soap, and on that bit there, you can put a bit of gum lube on it, so it makes that nice squeaky noise, squeaky clean when it goes. When you push your trigger in, it'll go on like a little hole inside, and when that, yeah, like a nice sound effects much, but that means it's really good. and really clean inside. This can be used straight away because it's already clean. Don't be fooled by this. Yeah, 'cause this is just your tub. Looks dirty on the outside, but on the inside it is spotless. Obviously you can see that at the bottom, but that is on the outside, but inside it is spotless, so you can use this as well. This is also clean. Right, back to the needle. Right, you see there, it hasn't got no needle there. You see that where my finger is, that little shine there? That's where your needle goes in there, comes out, goes through there into your nozzle, and this can also screw off. Like that. You got to clean all that inside. And that's your fluid. That's your fluid nozzle right there. Show you to get this off. You get your trusted DevilBiss tool. And you put it on. Yeah. Turn it. It could be a bit stiff. There we go. You turn it. Just so it's loose, so you can take it off with your fingers. There we go. And that's your valve inside. You can see straight through it, look. Straight through it. All clean inside, no blockage. Right. Right, get your trusted clean kit. Right. With loads of cleaning kits, it should be coming with these. They look like little needles. What you do is, with these little needles, see these little holes? When you're spraying, you can get a blockage, and you just use them little needles through the centre one. So you clean that out. Look, can you see? See all the way through it. And you can clean all them ones out too. Same with this. See, I don't know if you can see that. You can see two little holes next to the big one in the middle. They're clean as well. That can be used, and use them needles for that. Right. To clean the trigger. Oh, I didn't explain why I had to unscrew them fully. Right, I'll tell you that later. Right, to unscrew the trigger, you got to get your torque. Put your torque in there, and when you buy your spray gun, it'll already be set to the right size. Right there. Just taking this off camera so I can't do it. Right, there we go. Just loosen it. Just unscrew with your finger. Make sure you keep that very safe. So little, you'll be surprised what damage it can do if you lose that. So ridiculous. Right, then you can just use your flathead on that side, because this can be very tricky, this. Fiddly. It annoys me. You see that? There, that needs to come off. You just use that, but make sure not to scratch the actual thing. Because this bit annoys me so much. There we go. Took a bit of work, but I got it out. That's what holds your trigger on. And your trigger should just pop. And that way you can just clean behind your trigger. See all chrome, nice and shiny. There you go, you've got your bare bones there. You just clean outside of it, base coat. On the outside you can use some thinners, just normal paint thinners, universal, whatever you have. But make sure you do not get it on the inside. Don't bathe it in thinners. What you should do, you should boil some water, get like a jug big enough for your spray gun and dunk it in. Leave it in there for at least 20 minutes in boiling water and soap. Then you bring it out, use your brushes, what you got in here, give it a good clean on the outside. And then when it's dry and it's all clean outside, what you should do is, you should get some masking tape or masking paper, block these holes so no thinners can go inside. And then you should just get another one of your brushes, wipe thinners on it, obviously wearing gloves, latex gloves, and scrub. But do not go inside, it will damage it. Next time you spray with thinners in a water base, not good. Thinners can be used in a lacquer gun because it's solvent based, but water based, you get something called solvent pop, and when you spray your lacquer on it, you'll get out at baking oven and you'll just see loads of holes in your paint. That's because you sprayed it with thinners in your water base. Not good. Happened to me at college because some beep 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 walked in and fucking got dirt and shit all over my palm. But that's another story. Maybe a blog or a vlog sometime. But anyway, that's your bare bone kit. I've explained how to clean it. Right, the reason why I told you to unscrew these fully is, I don't know if you can see that. You can see that white tub there. And I'm not actually going to do it because it can get very messy and my gun's already being oiled up. Anyway, this is gun lube. I've still got the top on, this is just to show you. Alright, you put it just a spot in there, look. And then when you can screw that in, it'll just screw in nice and smoothly. It might squeak as soon as you do it, but don't worry, as long as you keep using it, just keep doing that for a bit. It'll be nice and smooth and doing your air pressure on there. And then just screw that in. Right. Now, after you've cleaned this with some, you can use thinners on this because it's not attached to your gun. When you get thinners clean outside, just leave that dunked in and just clean it. Right, to put the trigger back on, you get this bit that was a fiddly fucker first. Put that on. You just slot it in there. And then you get that screw that I told you not to lose. You just screw that in. Get your torque. Don't tighten up too tight. Just enough so the trigger doesn't come off. I'm sorry about this, but if you get this type of spray gun, it's really annoying because you have to hold that down while you tighten. And it's so annoying because you can't really tighten up to as much as you want to. There, and you got your trigger back on. Right, get your needle. Put your needle in. Make sure you put your trigger on first before you put. Remember that bit, the bulky bit in the middle. Put gun lube on it. Makes it slide in there. I'll show you what noise it makes. Right, see that end? My needle's actually there. Don't know if you can see it. Then what you do is you put your spring on. But first you make sure you push it through. There we go. Now you can see my needle. Put your spring on. Then you get some gun lube and put on threads so it goes in nice and smooth. But, right, here's a tip. Don't tighten it. Just leave it like that so you can actually still see thread. Because when you put that back on, you're just going to be hitting on it, look. You can't screw that on. So you're pushing your trigger, you push that down, you screw it in. Make sure that's nice and tight though, because at college again, didn't make sure it was tight. And paint went everywhere, thought my spray gun was broken, I had to use colleges, and then I got another crap finish.